Hello Lightbenders, Bruno here from Lightbent Images and Photography, and I'm coming to you literally today from our front yard. One day I was out here feeding the fish and I could see the lily pads on the water and some of the water plant that we put in there like grass, you know, they hold root at the bottom of the tank and so on, and I kind of like it. And I could see the cloud reflection in there, I could see the trees reflection in there, and then something like a grass is growing out of the tank as well. I said, wow, that looks exactly like what I saw at the lake. When we usually go out there for a little bit of kayaking. And at the same time too, I remember seeing some miniature lily pad plants at the lake as well. And similar plants like what we have here at the bottom in the water, but slightly different. See, wow, I would like to shoot some of these, but I would like to shoot them on slat film. And I decided to go up to the lake one day to see if I can make an exposure or two, circulate myself around for a little bit, and could not find exactly what I was looking for, but I find those plants, those miniature lily plants that I wanted to photograph. Unfortunately, they're no longer underwater because they were just on the edge, on the verge of the lakes, and the lake has receded a little bit, and so they kind of got stranded on ground, and I could not make that exposure, but I decided to do something else, and this is what I've done. So this is what I saw last time. See all of these plants with the green foliage on the ground. That's what I saw when I was here last time, and they were very, very colorful. And they were actually submerged, or partly submerged anyway. And I thought that they would make a really, really, really good composition. Hence the reason why I came back today to do it. But hey, the water had receded, and what I saw is not there anymore. All right, I've been here for about an hour, and this is what I intended to come and shoot. But unfortunately, they're now here on ground as opposed to being in the water. So just picture this. This is what I had in mind, and filling up the frame with all of these water lily-like plants and of various, tonality and colors. Just want to have a walk around and see if I can see a group that might be worth photographing, just for practice, because what I'm trying to do is not actually coming to create a work of art, but I could if I get lucky. But I just need to try to, my intention was to try to see if I can capture what's on the surface and then what's underneath as well. All right. So can we find something to photograph besides that? How about just photographing the reflection of the trees in the water and a little bit of the sky? Or I could go far enough to see how deep the water is and photograph the kayak. Hey, why not? Let's try that. All right. All right, all right, all right. I initially came with the idea of shooting some slide 4x5, Velvia that is, but since I didn't get what I want, I'm still gonna be shooting some slide, but it's gonna be 120. I'm gonna shoot that with my 6x9. All right. Okay. I'm gonna roll this thing over there and see how still it's gonna be. This is not gonna happen. I need someone to take care of it for me. So now it's just traversing the bottom of the frame. So, oh boy, I better go get it before it gets too far, even though it doesn't look far, but this is not where I want it to be. Ah, the wind is catching it. Oh. I don't know if I should try to lift a couple of these big rocks with my big muscle and create some kind of anchor, and then that was not the plan for the day today. Come and lifting rocks in the water. There we go, and I got a tiny one right here. So actually, I want it to be this way. Okay, all right, so let's try to make a photo. And now this is the bit that I'm gonna hide, because I cannot kneel down or I cannot squat for a long time because I had knee surgery, which I'm still recovering from after so long. And yeah, there is a big rock just right here. I might even show it as a seat, but it's gonna change my composition a little bit. And I was shooting 180mm lens, and I may have to have a look. The water reeds coming out of the water and the reflection and so on, they're gonna be in the shots. And I wanted to have the sky and a little bit of the trees in the back as well, and the reflection of the trees into the water, but that's not gonna happen because I'm shooting 6x9. And so for that reason, I'm just gonna go with the kayak at the bottom and the reeds at the top. And so that would give me my depth of field. My nearest is gonna be the kayak seafloor here, and then my furthest is gonna be the reeds on the other side. So, all right, so let's get some composition going on here. I may just wanna shift it just a touch. So the kayak is going into the scene that way. Oh, that's the idea. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to create some layering using the tones of the vegetation. And it's not quite what I really want, because there is a big gap between you know, the boat or the kayak and the base of you know, the grass reeds or the reeds or whatever that might be there. So it's kind of killed a little bit of the layer that I have, or the layers that I have in mind here. But it is what it is, and I'm not gonna be able to move the kayak all the way down there, and I cannot get any lower, so I'm just gonna go with it. So this is where I need to stand up, isn't it? Oh, that's where I need to squat. Okay, so my near is gonna be my kayak right there. Let's see what our bellows movements are. 105.99. Set this baby up, lock it in. So I'm just gonna close my aperture and see how things are in focus. I'm happy. Should get this at f20 easy. Yeah, so I got f22 and 1 bullet. So I'm gonna go to F32, just make sure that I get everything. Sweet. All right, because I was rushing to get this shot, now that we all loaded, let's go. All right, so by the look of it, with the overcast day that I'm having, my kayak is gonna be my mid-ton. I can just take one reading and go with it. But the shadow of the kayak, I think we're gonna lose that shadow as well. So I need to see the dynamic range between my mid-ton and this dark bit here, which is supposed to be my shadow, okay? So the inner part of my kayak is reading 1/5 of a second, so I'm gonna place that as my mid-ton. That's the luxury of using the Sekonic Lightmeter. So even though the sky is now featured predominantly into the scene, we got some reflection of the sky there, but I'm actually going to take my next reading right to the sky there, so I can place my highlight. Okay, so I got my highlight there in memory, and then I'm going to go for the shadow right there. And by the look of it, even though my sky is not into the scene, but at least it's going to help me to do what I need to do with the sky here into the scene here as a reflection. And let me show you something very quickly. Okay, so this is my mid-tone here, and this is my shadow, and this is my highlight. So by the look of it, we got almost 6 or 7 stops of light, you know. And for my Velvia, it's not gonna work very well, because you can see that I'm not gonna be having any shadow detail there, because I'm way beyond my clipping point. But with my highlight, even with the sky, I got a little bit of room here. I'm just right at the border of where I should start getting some warning if I was using my digital camera. Okay, and I work with the Nikon D850, which I calibrated with you know, my Sekonic Lightmeter here. It gives me something like a 2.8 on my highlights, and a 2.6 on my shadows, you know, as a dynamic range. So basically I got 5.5 stops of light to play with, and here I got about 6. So now I'm gonna try to shift this highlight to the right to bring the shadow into the shadow area. All right, so now I'm gonna move my mid-tone to the right, like so. So now I can shoot this at 1/2 a second at f32 and 2/3. So because of the 2/3, instead of shooting it at 1/2 a second, I'm gonna shoot it at 1 second, just like that. So we're gonna shoot this at 1 second. All right, because I had it here on T, so I just want to make sure that I don't make a mistake. Did you say we shoot this at 1 second? Yeah, 1 second. There we go. All right, so let's do this. Yeah, I'm not sure if that bird is gonna be of any significance in the shot. Sweet. One thing that I really like about this is actually the layering that I intended to do here. The partly exposed trees and the foreground in the back there, which is the same width, you know, as my reeds, and then the reflection of the reeds in there to give me a 1/3 of the image at the top, and the rest of it is where I was gonna put my composition, and I tried to put the boat into the bottom third here. But at the same time too, I wanted another layer of white going across, but I think this one here plays beautifully because it occupied just the same amount of space as the boat. And this tree here just giving us a little bit of dimension on that side. The most surprising thing for me is actually the reflection of those trees into the water. I could actually physically not see those. I thought it was the glare on the water eliminating the reflection, so I didn't see them, and I'm so happy that the camera managed to capture those. And what else can I say? I just need to get out and shoot more Velvia and see if Velvia is just as saturated. I know I should do a little bit of research on the film before shooting it, but hey, the process, it's about learning. It's about doing it my own way, so I can have some references to how things work for me. So I'm happy to go testing under the sheet in a similar environment and see the result that I get. So please let me know your thoughts in a comment. Until then, cheers.